Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we're continuing going through my collection piece by piece, item by item, brand by brand, and I thought it was about time to go over the games that I actually own, because Sonic is a game as well as a multimedia franchise, and he did start out as a game, so we kind of want to see what I have in that regard, don't we? So, without further ado, let's take a look at what we got going in my collection. Now, understand that I have a limited amount of the games in my collection, and this is kind of because even though I had a lot of those older games, kind of lost a few sets of them that I had in the past, and a couple of moves that I've made from the East Coast to the West Coast, and that's unfortunate. So I'm trying to rebuild that particular part of my collection. So there are games that you'll see that are missing, but as I come across them, I pick them up if I can, because I want to make sure that I have a complete game set. Now, mind you, I also do not have like side games, and by side games I mean like modded games and games that had several different versions of them. This is what I can get directly in the U.S. Would I like some of the more games as of the Japanese version? Sure, maybe someday if I can find them and can afford them. But right now, we're just focusing on the games that I can get, that I have available to me as readily as possible. So, without further ado, again, for the second time, let's take a look at the games that I do have. Okay, so now I am going to show these in the order they would have been released, or at least the order I think they were released by system. So it may not be in canonical order, but it is certainly by system. So, let's see. And mind you, again, there are ones that I need to get my hands on to replenish my collection. I'm really salty about losing ones that I have lost in the past. Hopefully this desk background. I normally have a blanket up there that's a Sonic one, but I spilled and needs to be washed now. So oh well, it happens. But first game up is of course Sonic Adventure DX. It wasn't the DX version that I started playing when I played this game originally. It was the original Dreamcast version, but this is the one that I ended up buying when me and a friend of mine had gotten a GameCube together. You can hear about that in my What Sonic Means to Me type video that I did. But this was the one that I was salty. One of the ones I was salty about losing in one of my moves. I was, excuse me, my allergies are kind of acting up today, so please bear with me. Um, so I was able I actually came across this in a comic store. I was able to grab that. Another game that I had back in the day that I found in that same comic store was this one. The Shadow the Hedgehog game. Now, I know that there's a lot of angst when it comes to this game. Understand that I make up my mind on games for myself, not based on what other people have to say about it, and I actually quite like this game. It's a game that I would like to play again. I don't think I ever finished it. I think I had made a move out of state from where I was at the time, and it wasn't the move from my home state to there. It was my move from there to another state. I actually lost this game in, which was unfortunate. But I was able to replace it. I've looked at the disc. It looks like it's in really good condition. It doesn't look corrupted. So I do stream. Right now I can't, but this is one of the games that I will be playing on stream once I can get set up. To do so again. Actually, all of these games are, but I gotta get like the game systems for them. And then I don't know how I missed this, because I quite like I quite like it from the point of view of having watched people play it on stream and any YouTube videos I've seen of this. But Sonic Riders, I actually really quite like this game, and I'm looking forward to being able to play it once I get my hands on a GameCube and a computer that's good enough to start streaming again. For now, we're just kind of holding off on it, but I have seen cutscenes from it, and as few later games, for instance, like Free Riders and Zero Gravity. I don't have those two games yet, but I do intend on getting them. So there is that. Another set of games that I have never played before, and I don't know if this is in the order of release, but of course, the Wii from Nintendo came out, and they wanted to make Wii compatible games. So I was able to get Sonic and the Black Knight, which I'm very happy with because I actually have watched cutscenes from this and watched it play through, and I love the storyline from it. So, and I think it's just a great storyline. And I'm also looking forward to playing this. It's going to be a little off-putting given that it is a motion-controlled one. I'll tell you, when I played another game that I didn't know had motion control in it, it kind of threw off my ability to play the game because I was trying to use the controller and the motion control at the same time, not realizing there was motion control. So, and that was one of the Zelda games. Uh, it was like, okay, so this makes it much more easy. Now that I know how they work a little bit, this might be a little bit easier for me to play. And then, of course, it actually came in a set. I found it on eBay. Came in a set, so I was able to get Sonic and the Secret Rings. So those are two games that I have still yet to play. Did not have a Wii way back when these released. Still don't. And I need to get one so that I can hook it up and play these on stream once again. Now we get into ones that are a little bit more polarizing because there seems to be a love-hate relationship within the fan base about this. But Sonic Unleashed, I picked this up at a GameStop, and I was very happy to find it because again, where I haven't played the game, I have seen the storyline, and I quite like the storyline. I'm kind of looking forward to, again, when I play games, I make up or watch movies, I make my mind up for me. I don't listen to other people, good or bad. So it's an equal opportunity ignoring that goes on when it comes to these things. I make up my own mind. Do I like the movie or do I not like the movie? In this case, do I like the game or do I not like the game? That remains to be seen with the game, with actually playing the game. But as far as the storyline, I actually really like the storyline, and I wish they would do more storylines like that now. Maybe with the new game, I don't know. I have my reservations, but that's a whole different conversation. And now the super polarizing one of those two is, of course, the 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog release. I was recommended to get them on Xbox because apparently the Xbox had a better playability to it than the PlayStation, what was it, PlayStation 3 that it came out on. So I grabbed those instead for both Unleashed and for what's referred to as '06. Um, so I'm looking forward to playing. This is another one I do actually know the storyline behind, and I have no problem with the storyline. Um, and I know people are going to be like giving me the stink eye for saying that, but you know what? It's my own opinion. I don't force it on others. If you didn't like the game, that is a you thing. If I like the game, that is a me thing. And the two really should not intersect with each other. That's the balance that I see lacking where this game is concerned. I don't care if you don't like it or not. That's not relevant to my life. And I'm not going to sit there and browbeat you if you don't like it because we like what we like. If I end up liking the game from both a playability and storyline, I already like it from a storyline perspective, then that's a me thing. And other people's opinion does not intersect with my opinion. I form my own opinions. So we will, once I get the opportunity to actually play it, which will be on stream once again, eventually, someday, then I will make my mind up. Fair? Cool. All right. So, and then, of course, I got into the Switch games because I wanted to Switch. I had not bought a game in a very long time. And I decided I was going to buy a Switch one year with my tax return. It was just after this game had released, Corsonic Forces, another kind of polarizing game. Now, I will admit, from the playability, it was just kind of simple. You know, push the joystick forward and or on the D-pad and just go and make sure you have the timing to be able to push left and right. Um, it wasn't from a gameplay a point of view. I wasn't very impressed, but a storyline point of view, I liked it better than some of the games that I've seen coming out from the franchise. You know, and again, a personal opinion. I like darker Sonic games, and this was certainly a lot darker. But I feel like they pulled their punches in this game. And if you're gonna make a darker Sonic game, don't pull your punches, man. Just like if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't pull the punches. There was an oversaturation of humor in it, and granted, in a dark story, there's always going to be some kind of humor thrown in there, or at least there should be to make sure you have your lighter moments. But it felt like there was all kinds of lighter moments that didn't need to be there. Kind of like took, if you excuse the phrasing, it took the force out of what forces could have been. So disappointing in that respect. Otherwise, they had something, and if they had just gone a little bit further, it could have been something great. And I'm sad to say that, but again, soundtrack was amazing. I'd love to find that soundtrack on CD. Um, and I'd like to see them expand on the universe, or expand on some of the characters that were introduced. I know that the encyclopedia says that he's gone forever, but you know what? It's video game comic book logic. Just because it says that now doesn't mean that can't change in the future. So I'd like to see Infinite come back. Um, and I don't know, either as an enemy or perhaps as a redemption arc, because some people were saying that the reason why he did what he did in this game was the dumbest reason ever. And, well, I mean, maybe from uh, at first glance, put it that way, maybe so. But then again, we can't decide how things bear on someone mentally and how things bear on somebody socially. Maybe his past, beyond what we see in the prequel comics, was harder and pushed him to that edge to do what he did in this game. So, it's just like things like that make me think, okay, what happened? What happened? What brought you to this point where you thought that this, because it's very rare that somebody is just evil and that's all there is to it. There has to be a catalyst to that. So I would love to see them bring him back and maybe explain what the catalyst was, besides besides losing the Jackal Squad to Shadow. Um, he was already doing not so great things. I mean, my goodness, he allied himself with Eggman, for crying out loud. So obviously there was something there. What got him to that point is what I would like to know. I have my thoughts on it, but we'll leave that for another time. And of course, right around that time, Sonic Mania had come out, so I definitely grabbed this. It was a nice little ode to the classic form of the games that started it all, and I enjoyed it for that. But it did feel very much like a fan game. Now, it did. My understanding, it was made by fans. Nintendo. Excuse, what am I talking about Nintendo for? It's probably because it's a Switch game. Um, Sega did fund this, So it is under the Sega brand. It is an official item. But my understanding is that it was the brainchild of fans that Sega liked, and that they funded it and got it produced and put it out there. So you kind of got the best of both worlds. Fans being able to get into the franchise that they love and being able to create the things that they love, so that you get both an official game and a fan game. But I will admit, to me, when I played it, which I haven't finished it yet, but when I played it, it did kind of have the bit of a feel of a fan game behind it. That's my personal opinion. And if you disagree, hey, great. To each their own. That's why we are so different, is because differences and variety is the spice of life, and we don't have to agree on every single little thing and every single little detail. But otherwise, I like the game. It's okay. And then, of course, I got Team Sonic. Is that even still in there? Oh, where's my? It must be in my Switch. Um, at least I hope that's where it is. But Team Sonic Racing. Now this is kind of shaking my table. Sorry, guys. This is kind of sad. I actually quite liked the game. My sadness comes from the fact that one, because I pre-bought this game, so I got it on release, and it didn't seem like the online portion of this where you could race other players on the tracks was really handled or maintained very well, if at all. And I think it's been a couple of years now, but I think it might even be gone now. I don't think it even works anymore. So it's probably just the storyline. And it's just a simple racing game. I don't think this one really needed a particularly like expansive storyline. This is just like a side thing, and I found it very enjoyable. And man, I had to get good at racing games real fast too to play this too. So, because I had never really played racing games, I suspect with the Sonic Sonic Riders series that I'll have to do that too, because that's definitely a racing game. All right, and then the last one that I got, and you're probably gonna be all upset at me for saying this, but I haven't played it yet. I got it on release and I haven't played it yet. And the reason I haven't played it is because I wanted to do it on stream, but my computer will not stream. Specifically, the video capture card that I have, it just won't let me stream. It'll pick up the sound from me talking like this, but it won't pick up sound from the game. So this is a game I have actually never played before. I believe this was released on Wii and DS. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But part of the reason I got it, I went ahead and got the Colors Ultimate, was because A, I'd never played the game before, and I don't mind playing remastered game. It's still the same game. And B was this thing here, because when the movie released, this was a special thing you could get at the theaters, I believe, in Japan only. And I never got one, even though they were kind of out there online on eBay from scalpers. So I was really excited to get that. So I got it for both reasons, both because I wanted the game and I wanted the keychain. And the keychain, of course, is in my collection now. I believe I put that in a update video at one time. But for the moment, that is the extent of the games that I have. Now, all of these games I am going to eventually stream on Twitch playing them once I can upgrade my computer that I am on right now to the point where, which by upgrade I mean I need a new computer. I'm just gonna say it bluntly. I would like to be able to stream all of these games, and in the meantime, I'm going to get my hands on the other games that I'm missing out of this overall collection so that I can stream those too. I'm gonna have to get a display or some kind of rack that I can put all of the systems that I'm going to need on, and maybe set them up the night before, knowing what I'm going to be streaming that day. And it's just gonna take some time. And that's what I have in my game collection so far. And remember, I only have so few because I'm kind of rebuilding years after I lost uh, my original set that I had in the moves that I've made. I am looking to expand my collection and trying to get all of the games that I can possibly get my hands on, so that I can play them and actually say that I played them. It's like the Rider series, man. I don't know how I missed that because I had a GameCube for a while, quite a while, from the time it released to the time I lived in a state and had to sell it off. Um, and There's a couple games there I missed, like the Riders games, Sonic Heroes. I also missed, so I've not played that game either. So we got a little catching up to do. We got a little catching up to do. So I am going to uh, work on getting those things while I am working on getting a new computer, so that you can all watch me play it and probably get really angry because sometimes games can be a little bit emotional for me when I am playing them. I have been known to shout my uh, voice raw playing video games, and not just Sonic game. Pretty much any game can do that to me. And there are people that are like, man, you hear me come in the next day to work, my voice is so raspy and whatnot. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. So I don't like to how high that is. Well, can you work with me? There we go. Sorry, camera adjustment. This is the problem with raw videos that I do, is that you get to see me adjusting things that would normally don't be done off camera. Oh well. But hopefully you enjoyed the games. Which games of the ones that I have are your favorite, and which games should I be trying to get my hands on for future streaming um, purposes, and also collecting purposes? One of those two is more important to the other one, and neither of them are more important to the other one. We just want to have them in my collection. That's all. Both my personalities. All right, so thank you for joining me, and you have a great one, and thank you for watching.